Greetings, Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters, Gaveliers, and all the guests. We welcome you all to this joint meeting of 5 clubs. This is the 45th Club of Eloquent Elites Club, which is an online club. The 84th meeting of St. Paul Toastmasters Club from Bahrain. 142nd Indian Academy Toastmasters Club of Bahrain, the 320th meeting of Awesome and Innovative Minds Toastmasters Club of Bahrain, and the 27th meeting of St. Paul Gavels Club of Bahrain. This is distinguished Toastmaster Rinosh Kurian Thomas, the Sergeant at Arms for today's hybrid joint meeting. I am sure you are all eager and excited to start this beautiful journey that we are all in today. And let us see what we have in store in today's meeting. Before we begin the meeting, let me share a few ground rules that's applicable for such meetings. For those in the online, kindly make sure that your device, either laptop or phones, are well charged and you have stable internet connection. For those offline, please turn off your mobile phones or put them on silent mode. Online participants are kindly requested to switch on your video or camera, but please put your mics on mute if you're not speaking. And all the online role players are kindly requested to log in with your role, followed by your name in order for the host and co-host to recognize you. Request all online participants to switch off your video if you're stepping out of the meeting and to use the chat function to provide feedback to the speakers directly to encourage them. If you are an online speaker, please ensure you pin the timer or confirm that the timer is visible to you. Please refrain from talking on topics related to sex, religion, and politics. As everybody in their life has a mission to achieve their goals, likewise, our club also has a mission. The mission of a club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth.
As a first step to build the momentum, I request Distinguished Toastmaster Dr. Brilliant, District 98 Leadership Committee Chair, to share his observations on how Toastmasters builds unity.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Shri Parna. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from whichever part of the world you have joined us. Welcome to this interesting joint meet, 5 clubs hybrid. That's something for the first time I'm attending, and in the matter of privilege to be a part of this meeting as the general evaluator. Given my experience in the last 15 odd years, I'm very happy to share that what we talk about unity, what we talk about diversity, and how we come together to help each other, be it at club meetings when Sergeant at Arms Renosh spoke about the mission. It talks about supporting each other, building a culture which is positive, helping each other become better. There was nothing but the pandemic which actually showcased how the world came back stronger as one Toastmasters fraternity to support each other's in the journey to become better as speaker and better as a leader. And my dear friends, I remember way back just before the pandemic set in, we had said goodbyes to our friends at the regional meeting, and we were all excited thinking about what next. And then suddenly came a shocker. We did not know what to do. Thankfully, as they say, there's someone who's already walked the path ahead of you. And that's where the beauty and the unity came in. Region 14 had the pandemic onset onto them much earlier than Region 13, that is the Indian subcontinent. And we were not clear about how do we do it. No clue about what's next. We reached out to Region 14. They helped us get into a virtual mode of contest, which was unheard of. We had the taped contest, but we never had a virtual contest. Everything was completely blank, and we had a new canvas on which we had to paint a beautiful picture. That's when now International Director Gauri Sheshadri, and then Region Advisor for Region 14, she helped me. We worked together and we helped not just each other, but also shared best practices, lessons, and challenges, thereby helping each other become better at what we do. I believe, had it not been for this community of Toastmasters who believed in the concept of unity to help build and strengthen the purpose of Toastmasters to be better communicators, better leaders, we would have not seen what we are seeing here today. A hybrid meeting with people from almost all around the world. I see Girija from the United States. We have the president from Germany. We have someone from Mumbai, someone in Bahrain. Hats off. And this is what will keep us going. And we will make sure that what Dr. Ralph C. Smedley dreamt of learning when we have fun continues despite all the challenges. Thanks for giving me this opportunity. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Masters. I invite distinguished Toastmaster Dr. Brilliant to explain the role of a general evaluator, which he has graciously accepted today.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Shriparna. My role as general evaluator is to generally evaluate the general things that happened generally during the meeting today. I have a gatekeeper team to help me, and you must be wondering, what is this gatekeeper team? The gatekeeper team comprises of G, the grammarian, A, the R counter, T, the timer, and E, the evaluators. So with the help of my wonderful team, we will make sure that we provide feedback and inputs for helping people become better as communicators and leaders. Thank you so much. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Dr. Brilliant. Now I
call upon our general evaluator, Toastmaster Dr. Brilliant, for the evaluation session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Regina. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning once again. Welcome to the most interesting section of the Toastmasters meeting, which is all about feedback. It helps us become better from what we already are. Feedback helps not just us when we deliver, but when we hear about it from other speeches and role players. We are slightly behind schedule, so I'll keep it brief and rush through the session without compromising on the quality of this section. We start with evaluations. Remember, the duty of the evaluator is to evaluate the speech, not the speaker, as this provides an opportunity for everyone in the meeting to learn from what has happened. We have had 4 speeches and we had one evaluator who evaluated 2 speeches. In the interest of saving the transition of 30 seconds, I would request distinguished Toastmaster Raja Mandal to evaluate the speech delivered by Anand Soni first. Your timing will remain as 2 to 3 minutes and then continue for Harish. Over to you, distinguished Toastmaster Raja Mandal.
Thank you,
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Raja. I would now like to invite the speech evaluator for Akash Kokar speech, Toastmaster Vikram Koshi, to evaluate his speech.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vikram. Thanks for the evaluation. I would now like to invite the last evaluator, Toastmaster Romi, to evaluate the speech presented by Fatima. Please welcome Toastmaster Romi.
By speaker.
Thank you, Toastmaster Romi. May I invite Toastmaster Manaswi to present the timer's report for all the evaluators?
Thank you, General Evaluator Dr. Brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Manaswi. And we now would like to invite the grammarian to present her report on the grammar usage all through the meeting. Toastmaster Girija. Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Girija. Now comes the most critical role at the meeting, where this person makes a note of how much of crutch words have you used. May I invite the R counter Toastmaster Renosh to present his report for the meeting.
Thank you, General Evaluators.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Renosh, for this fantastic and to the point presentation. Now is my time to share the overall feedback about this meeting. And as it is said, the best place to start is at the beginning. Very happy to share that the meeting started bang on time. That's one of the best things that can ever happen at a Toastmasters meeting. And kudos to all of us for making that possible. Despite the fact that there were several changes in role players, multiple people stepping in to play multiple roles, hats off to everyone. Presiding officer called the meeting to order, spoke about briefly about the journey, invited guests. Well done. Some of the shining moments of the meeting, and I'll take role-wise sections. Toastmasters of the day, we had two people, Sriparna and Regina. Both of them did great in championing their respective sections. Growth opportunities, I would say it is recommended when you have an online and an offline Toastmaster of the day to plan the sequence effectively so that transitions are effectively managed and there is no ugly pause, as we call it at Toastmasters. The second suggestion which I have, especially for speakers who are in person, is to either use paper or use digital devices. Having both can actually create a confusion. Where do you look for content? And at times that also results in time delays. Table topics, Master Girish, excellent job done in terms of the topic selection, managed to curtail the time to support overall time management. And as I look at the watch, we are almost closer to the timeline that we had initially planned for. That is a great hallmark of all of us collectively aiming to help the purpose. Growth opportunity, I would suggest the table topic master explains why we have those table topic sessions and also gives an opportunity to explain what kind of skills can be polished so that newcomers who are not used to table topics will understand the essence. Well done. Evaluators, excellent job done. All of them presented their reports very well. I love the acronym used by Toastmaster Raja, TOAST. Growth opportunity, it's a generic feedback. Instead of naming the speaker, my recommendation would be always to use the speaker. This helps isolate the speaker from the speech. And if there are any recommendations, the speaker may not feel offended. It's a very sensitive topic when it comes to recommendations. It can negatively impact, and it is always advisable to isolate the speaker from the speech. Overall, a great job done. Grammarian, shining moments, I would say word of the day displayed on the background, exceptional work there. My suggestion is maybe the font could have been slightly bigger because once you go into the smaller icon part, it becomes invisible. Putting it in the chat was a great opportunity. Well done. Encouraged participants to use the word of the day, and I was impressed by the fact that she took pains to explain why grammar is important. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Girija. Our counter, Renosh, excellent job done, presented the rule description well. My suggestion would be to use a statistical analysis instead of saying, for example, this is a sensitive topic, and while the R counter has the opportunity to name and shame people, it would be recommended to avoid all of that. Mention during the meeting, we had 5 hours, 6 homes. This gives a general feedback, and one-on-one, you may provide feedback to the respective speaker at the end of the meeting, because no one would like to see their names there. But again, it's a recommendation, not a standard practice. You may think about it. There are certain areas where we can think of how we distinguish between a long, ugly pause and a conscious pause. Many of the speakers accidentally may have paused during the session, which translated as normal pause for a speech. That is one area where I feel there could be some improvement. Timers, I think this is a very critical role, especially in a hybrid setting. where managing both the online as well as the in-person meeting participants become very challenging. A job well done by both Manasvi and Renosh. Hats off to you for making that coordination seamless. I was observing the change of green in the in-person room and the online room. One suggestion which I have in hybrid or in virtual is to keep the timer pinned all the times so that you don't need to ask the speaker to pin. It's always there on the screen at all times. Sergeant at Arms, excellent job done. Started the meeting well, and I'm sure there is a lot to learn from the way Renosh brought in the energy to the meeting. Spoke very well, and my suggestion is to follow what Renosh did. Explain the rules about how it works in hybrid as well as in virtual, and I think that's something which is a key takeaway personally for me. Overall, I feel it was a well-structured meeting, started on time. There was an attempt by all participants and role players to effectively include everyone to speak. Key role players, my encouragement to all of you is to keep a tab on your time, as you may need to modify the script based on what time has been consumed. At the end of each short section, you may check timer's script and see if falling short, maybe curtail some of the work that you have already worked on. It's difficult, but it needs to be done. One suggestion, spotlight the speaker at all times when there is an evaluation. It gives a sense of the speaker and the evaluation. Maybe we should have a dedicated person who's not taking an active role in the meeting, who can act as a Zoom master. I know we have multiple people taking multiple roles. It becomes very difficult. So identify one person who could be that Zoom master for the session, and probably it could help future meetings to become better. As it is said, good, better, best, never let it rest till the good becomes better, better becomes best. This is my time to rest. Thanks to all of you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Regina. Yeah, in person Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Dr.
First, I would like to thank our general evaluator for graciously guiding us for agreeing to come over here. Thank you so much, Dr. Brilliant. So here is your certificate for that. Thank you so much.